Oh, my head. Hey, folks. This is, This is, Pyro Tiger. Doing the thing. Around the 80 things in a day. I Quick recap. Things have not gone entirely swimmingly since we hit Istanbul. I think really took a turn downhill. I think you'll agree. We were stuck. We were stuck for a long time, trying to scrabble together some money, and now we seem to be on the Trans-Siberian Express. We're just out of Moscow. We've taken a roundabout route to get to this point, I think you'll agree, and we're pretty much skint. This is. I would probably be more optimistic, but I spent half the night awake, chatting to a friend I've not spoken to in a very long time. Friend in crisis, chatting into the night. You know how it is. And I awake to find that we are still on the Trans-Siberian Express, and we are likely to be for very, very long time. I mean, I think it only takes us a couple of weeks in total, which is going to take us to what, day 30 something, and then we'll be at the far end of the great Eurasian landmass, with nothing more but the Pacific Ocean, the entire American continent, and the Atlantic Ocean between us and London, which is fine. Forgive me if I'm not entirely optimistic, though. Lack of sleep tends to do that to me. And we just got some young lady in deep trouble with her mother. But, well, I mean, she got herself in trouble, I suppose. We tried to help, but rather botched the social engineering enterprise. Never mind. Never mind. We crossed the Urals today, at the risk of sounding like a jaded traveller. We wouldn't want that. I must admit that they are hardly magnificent, a heaving up of earth and forested hills for a few hundred miles. We stopped for an hour at Yekaterinburg, where something. I'm not gonna jump off. Jumping sounds like a terrible idea right now. I'm far too tired for that. The lively cavalry officers, they can go jump, frankly. I don't particularly want to deal with the young lady. Can we not just stay in the cabin with dear Mr Fogg? We're a valet. It's our job. Gosh darn it. No, it's fine. Look at this lovely steampunk confection here, isn't it? This train looks rather smashing. Anyway, let's go and let's go young lady spotting. That's about all I can handle right now, I think. She slipped off to fourth class. Oh, of course. Her worried mamma followed soon after, demanding whether anyone had seen her daughter Rosa. I think I might have accidentally save scummed. I know the game saves your state when you quit the game. There's, it's Iron Man mode. You don't get to sort of go back in time or retry things, but I think by quitting at a certain point, we seem to have stepped back a few choices in the conversation. That was unexpected. This may be our chance for redemption with Rosa. Steering clear and telling what... I mean, we can make an excuse. We tried last time, but we failed. And I think we failed by talking too much. Maybe there's a lesson for me there in life. Gesturing discreetly in the direction of the lavatories. They were mixed-sex conveniences, and the cause of much inconvenience, truth be told. It's quite progressive, if you ask me. I mean, alright, it saves on space, but it also means that people don't get hung up on gender, which maybe not contemporaneous with this particular work of fiction, but it's a good idea. Her mama regarded me with suspicion. She doesn't need more persuasion. I've got nothing more to add. But thankfully did not outright accuse me of ungentlemanly designs upon her darling daughter. Rosa returned a half hour hence, cheeks flushed, skirts rustled, but otherwise unharmed. She cast me a grateful glance. I could only hope her little amour would not blossom into outright scandal. Is that a euphemism for pregnancy, I wonder? I don't know, but I think fate has given us a second chance. If she could just give us, like, say, $5,000 as well, that would be great. Doesn't seem likely, but there we go. Oh, let's groom Mr Fogg. He's a bit the worse for wear. The shave! Superb! Yes, let us... Oh, I think we've still got the shaving kit. It's 10 PM on day 21, and time on board trains takes on a meditative quality. I was telling you, I was saying, this. I want to do this. I want to do the Trans-Siberian Railway, because I imagine this is how one would adjust to that sort of journey. There's nothing you can do. You can't go anywhere. You might be able to step off the train for half an hour at a time every couple of days, but that's really about it. You just got to accept. It's very, something very Buddhist about it all. Did I dance like a Cossack? Did I visit the library car? I'm just not in a dancey mood. I'm really not. So this is probably going to affect our character. I visited the library car and met Goland, the daughter of a Mongol chieftain, who was poring over a thick volume of algebra. Well, this is exciting. My uncle is the son of a Maori princess. I'm not related to him by blood. I would think that's fairly obvious. But my aunt married him many years ago now. Huge fella. Enormous guy. Lovely bloke. Kiwi to his core. Very New Zealand. And he would sometimes dance the haka in the supermarket to embarrass her. It was a lovely gesture. Wonderful guy. Anyway, I visited poring over a thick volume of algebra. Let's not be a misogynist. Just admit that we are not mathematicians. It's still she's just reading, dude. You don't have to introduce yourself and talk about your knowledge or lack thereof in the subject. Maybe she doesn't care at all. Just let her read a book. But apparently that's not an option. Okay, well, fine. I don't think we have much. She laughed. Don't ask me to do a young woman's Mongolian accent. I assume she's a young woman. It mentions that she's the daughter of a Mongol chieftain, but maybe she's, I don't know, she could be in her 80s for all I know. But I'm not doing a Mongol daughter's accent. I wouldn't know where to start. Maybe I should do some Tuvan throat singing while I do her voice. Would that help? Get knotted. It's not happening. But I must study algebra if I am to be an engineer in the Imperial Army of Russia. I wish to leave behind my ancestors' warrior past. But you have a glorious history. Why don't you stay at home and do the nomadic thing and murder people? Or it's a new world. This again. I mean, I'm sure she does have a glorious history, but she's quite clearly stated her intentions. Try not to get in the way, young man. Come on, Passepartout, be a gentleman. We may remake ourselves as we like. She laughed, delighted. Just so. Well done, Passepartout. You're doing it right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she seemed open to you interrupting her reading, and that's why you went down that road, but that's fine. At least she's being a gentleman about it. She folded the book closed. You have travelled, monsieur. They call us barbarians, don't they? She asked. I felt sorry for her and wanted to soften the truth. Or they do, or who are they and what do they matter? Ooh. Yes. Well, I mean, this is a little bit patronising, actually. Don't listen to them, dear. Ha ha ha. Who are they? Well, she's quite clearly referring to people around the world, the civilized West, so... Yes, let's just be honest. But they would not if they saw you studying. That's... Yes, well done. She leaned forwards, eyes shining. The truth is, there is more going on in my country than most outsiders know. We are growing fast as a people. Murdering and pillaging and... I mean... territory. Let's just ask her. I'm assuming it's something to do with the artificers, because it seems everything is in this game at the moment. What do you mean? What do you mean? I asked, intrigued. This is the age of progress, she replied, tapping her books. Of systems and of thermodynamics. And my people, we've discovered some very interesting things. Oh. Interesting things like how to conjure money out of thin air? That would be useful. I was intrigued and leant forward to hear more, but the girl shook her head. I won't tell you, she said, and laughed. I will show you, tomorrow night, on the deck. I will be there. Oh, I will be there. Goland. Was it Goland? I think that was her name. I'm presentable. We conversed until supper, and she presented me with her family's suld, a Mongolian horsetail banner. I do not have any need of my past where I am going, she said. You have it. Do with it what you will. What will I do with this suld? I haven't got a clue. I am now a presentable character. The Mongol suld should fetch a good price in Yokohama if we don't find a use for it. Excellent. Let's converse. Let's converse. He's fine. He's at 94 health. We don't need to groom him any further. We are going to Vladivostok. Oh! It's Rosa! It's Rosa! She's fine! We were able to chat with her. Tell me, Rosa, about Vladivostok, young lady. What do you know of the place? Lovely pearl necklace, by the way. Maybe you should get yourself cleaned up, though. Vladivostok is the home of the Russian Pacific Fleet. Where's my Russian accent? I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Okay. Well, we clearly want to go to Yokohama since we have a thing. A Mongol suld. Well, that's only worth 380. It's not a massive price. But anyway. Yes, look. Here's our shaving kit. This is why Fogg is so happy with us. I do hope we get to fly at some point. Anyway. To Yokohama, if you please. Absolutely. Vladivostok is linked to Yokohama by Korean trader. But it's slow going. Okay. We could take a slow Korean trader. I mean, that might work. Can we get direct to Honolulu? Or are we kind of stuck? Did you know you can pick up harmonicas in Honolulu? Extremely valuable in New Orleans. Okay, goodbye. Thanks for nothing. No, I take it back. You have told us something. That's good. Omsk today. We decanted a full score of British, Dutch and German merchants, or ourselves on the... Yep, no. Get out. Get out, all of you. And took on more military officers, who cleared an entire first-class carriage for the use of a mysterious couple. I caught a brief glimpse of... Listen, we've been trying to charm the ladies this entire trip, and frankly, it's a bit creepy. Let's have a chat with the dude before the carriage door slammed. He had pale brown skin and the eyes of a scholar, but was dressed the fashion of the Ottoman court rather than the Russian Imperium. I was fairly overset with curiosity, but it would be several days before I encountered the couple again. Fine, not a problem. The hour grew late, and my meeting with Goland the mathematician approached. Mr Fogg watched my bustling about our cabin with suspicion. You look as though you are planning an escape, he remarked. Let's not lie to our master. I am meeting someone. Mr Fogg's eyebrow twitched in that manner of his, but he said nothing, returning to his newspaper. I breathed a sigh of relief and hurried from the cabin to meet Goland on the viewing platform of the train. You came, she said. I am glad. You wanted to show me something? She looked me in the eye for a moment, then looked away. Of course, yes. Oh, I think she might have fancied us. We've just kind of burst her bubble. Never mind. Taking my hand, she walked along the edge of the rail, the wind tugging her hair into a wild dance. The train's lamp was a single candle in an endless night. Lifting my hand past her cheek, she pointed my finger out into the desert. There! I saw nothing except evening stars. I shook my head, and Goland laughed. There! She exclaimed. How many stars do you know that move? She was right. One gleaming dot on the dark horizon was lifting upwards. Goland squeezed my hand. That star is the Garuda launching, she replied. It flies at night to keep it a secret. But now you know it. What is the Garuda? What is the Garuda? I asked. The world has been made small by airships, Goland replied. They pull everyone closer together, but our Garuda is faster still. It will turn this world into a single teeming city, and Urga will be at this new world's heart. It sounds most formidable. Like, that's just ruse. Still intent on world domination then. Don't be an arse. Come on, Passepartout. You're better than that. Now you see why I am studying, she replied. Everything about this new world will be different, and I will help shape it. That's a true conquest spirit. I thought of the strange things we had seen in Rome, and nodded. You will rise like that star, I told her. Flatterer! Her dark eyes flashed with hot anger. A moment later, she stood on her tiptoes. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, could this be the Romance Express? Out there on the deck of that remarkable train, with the endless Russian night bitterly cold, the Lady of the Steppes kissed me. Whew! Well, getting rather flushed. No, I'm polished, not flushed. Oh my goodness. Oh, I was just too late to converse. Never mind. Greetings, Monsieur Nicholson. Now then, Passepartout. We already know about Yokohama. What more can you tell me about Vladivostok? I'm told Vladivostok is the home of the Russian Pacific Fleet. The military of Vladivostok locked down. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Can we get... We can already get to Yokohama, that's fine, we know that. None of this really matters. We've already paid for our ticket to Vladivostok. So we're going to take the train all the way there. It's not like we can afford any other forms of transport. We're going to have to stop there and stop somewhere and get some bloody money. So none of this really interests me. I guess we can talk about Hong Kong. No. Never mind that. The fastest way to Hong Kong from here is via Beijing. Now, anyway, tell me now. Is this train going to Moscow? I'm terribly sorry. Oh dear, so much for the westward trip around the world. Nonetheless, I've heard Lake Baikal is lovely at this time of year. You're going around the world? What? The other way? Why don't we talk about that? That's awesome. We are going to Yokohama because we've got a thing to sell, but I mean, screw it. Why not talk about Honolulu? Now, you listen to me. You can pick up wax cylinders inscribed with music in Honolulu. You can sell for profit in Atlanta. Wonderful. Okay. Oh yeah, let's talk about Honolulu. Thank you. I've enjoyed our chat. Oh dear, we don't have enough things for gentlemen in our baggage, it would seem. We have Egyptian cigars, but that's more soldiers. Rosa absconded once again. Oh my goodness! And her mother caused quite a ruckus in the breakfast car. Apparently, the girl is affianced to a rich, rather stiff-looking German merchant who boarded at Omsk. I predict this comedy of errors will come to no happy end. Yes, this is not a comedy, this is a romantic tragedy. As the sun set over the Tiger... Wait, no, different tiger. Mr Fogg expressed a mild boredom with the monotonous view from the carriage windows. Mr Fogg, you are unflappable. How dare you express boredom at this? We've had so much excitement All the way here, we've had sights and adventures galore, and you just sat in your sodding cabin and played whist. Don't you come moaning to me now, because the train's a bit boring. Alright? I'm not happy with you, Fogg. I admit it's just the tiredness speaking. It's my fatigue. But, no, I'm a valet. I shall do my duty. Yes, you're right, Mr Fogg. It's quite boring. I do apologise. My own feelings were quite different as I stared across that wild view. A view I liked so much that once night had fallen, I went to stretch my legs on a certain deck with a certain young lady on the viewing platform for the second night in a row. Oh. Okay, let's just... You have a bit of a groomage. There you go. Your attentions are much appreciated. Now, fine. Let's groom you right up. There you go. Now you're good. You're well groomed. You're most diverting, my good man. Let's have a quick converse just before we get to Irkutsk. I've not been checking the news at all. Do you know what? From now on, we're at Irkutsk now. We're sort of on the closing leg of the journey. So from now on, I'm not going to bother conversing. There's nothing really more that people can tell me. I've heard Batavia is connected to Auckland by boat, but the journey is a tiring one. Why would we go down to Auckland? Are you mad? Care for some snuff? What a marvellous idea. Yes, it is. I am amazing. Tell me about Yokohama. I hear there's a travelling circus in Yokohama. That's cool. Have a cigar. Monsieur Degustin. Oh, you are too kind. Let's talk about... Fine, tell me about Auckland. See if I can. The rumour is you can pick up tobacco in Auckland. You can sell for profit in Acapulco. Okay. About Acapulco. Have you heard that you can pick up sugar canes in Acapulco? Extremely valuable in Burlington. I'm kind of getting off the track here, aren't I? I mean, really. Acapulco to Dakar? Crikey, we're going all over the place. I have to go. Yeah. Batavia, which... we're not going down to Batavia. We've already got a route to... We'd end up coming right down the bloody islands that way. That's crazy. Although that's a hell of a trip, isn't it? Wow. We crossed the halfway mark of our journey today. In the morning, we wound up the Angara Valley towards the mining camp of Irkutsk, the great city of Siberia. I saw Goland disembarking with a suitcase of books. No! And struggling under the weight. I rushed to her aid, but she brushed my help aside. "Generous sir," she murmured, "but I cannot be seen to be helped by a Frenchman." Well, fair enough, we don't know her culture. I stood back stung and watched as she met a man on the platform. An uncle, perhaps. I'm sure he's just her uncle. Who scooped her up with great familiarity and led her away to a horse parked neatly in the yard beyond. Then she was gone. What was that kiss about? Scandal. I am devastated. I am desolated. I am shocked to my core. We waited while the luggage was unloaded. Yes, we're not going to disembark here. It's too much tragedy. Although that airship sounded very fast. If only we had lots of money to take it. Never mind. By leisurely porters and rough-clad moujiks. Until the whistle blew and the train's engines wound up once more. Our journey continued. As it shall, next time. I will see you there, folks. Bye!